It's been a soggy day across southern Ontario and Quebec and points east as remnants of Hurricane Beryl bring torrential downpours. Several communities are under rainfall warnings along with alerts for potential flash flooding on roadways. CBC's Angie Seth is in Toronto trying to stay dry. Angie, what's it like out there?
Well, we're dry right now, Natasha, but what Environment Canada has been saying is what you're kind of seeing here can be deceiving, especially if you're in other parts of the province. You can see from by my hood here, it's actually gotten rather windy. We've noticed the wind has picked up a little bit, and we are expecting some rain to start in the city of Toronto once again. It's been coming in spurts, but what we've been looking at here in other parts of the province as well as Quebec is some areas are going to see upwards of 75, even 80 millimeters of rain. And when you calculate in terms of what that means on a monthly basis, you're looking at almost a month's worth of rain, all happening in less than 24 hours, which then raises the concern for, as you mentioned there, flash flooding. There could be water levels could be rising in areas around rivers and streams. So, of course, environment officials are telling people to be cautious, be careful where you're driving, depending on what area you're in. In Caledon, Ontario, for example, we know that they've been dealing with a lot of heavy rain and heavy winds, so there's a concern in that area. The airports are also keeping a very close eye, telling passengers that your flights could be delayed if things are, if the weather is a little more inclement than what they're expecting, and they've got to make sure that those runways are well and clear. But people are sort of taking all of this in stride, some of them getting caught in the downpour. Take a listen to a couple of these people here.
Bring an umbrella, unlike what I did.
Okay.
I learned that the hard way. I like short sprinkles of rain, but sometimes when it goes overboard, I don't like it.
I'm stuck because of rain. Too much rain from morning to, I don't know whether I stop or not.
So not the best morning, as you saw there for both of those, that young boy, of course, needing to have that umbrella. But Environment Canada, issuing that special advisory both for Ontario and Quebec and parts of Montreal, as they also are expected to get quite a bit of rain as well. Now, we know that Hurricane Beryl came into Jamaica and Grenada and then shifted over into Mexico, downgrading as a Category 2 hurricane and then a tropical storm as it hit Texas. And Texas was hit hard with flooding, and we know some power outages as well. Different story here, Natasha, but indeed, Environment Canada keeping a close eye on what we're going to see over the course of the day.
And how long is this expected to last with the warnings and the safety concerns and everything?
Yeah, exactly. Great question. So you're probably looking at about 24 hours, maybe a bit into Thursday, depending on where you are. We know in Montreal and Quebec, or parts of Montreal into Ste. Marie, they may be seeing this a little bit later on into the day and further on into the evening. But regardless, of course, we're going to be looking at rainfall warnings that we haven't seen in quite some time, or at least what we don't normally expect. We had quite a bit of heat over the last few days, and now, of course, the weather has shifted, and Beryl is sort of, playing a big role in that. So what city officials once again are saying to people is if you're out driving, make sure to be aware. If you see pooling water, there could be concerns for hydroplaning and whatnot. So be aware of all of that. And just again, if you're near any waterways and there are rising water levels, don't go out. Be aware. It's, again, a little bit deceiving here in Toronto because we're not seeing any of that rain, but we do know in other parts of the province that they are going to be experiencing more of that. Hamilton has an advisory, Windsor, Essex, as well as Waterloo all have advisories as they are looking at rain levels upwards of maybe close to 80 millimeters of rain, Natasha. So for now, we work with this. Better weather as we head into the weekend.
CBC's Angie Seth in Toronto. Thank you, Angie.